Now that you've moved to Active Directory, here's some tips to make sure that everything is working correctly. You'll notice that when you've logged into your computer and Active Directory is open, you'll see your folder down here. Notice that I have a tech department, a practice, and a library inside their folder, and I can actually click on here and I can actually open it up in Finder and see exactly what my folders are. So that's one way that I can get to the faculty and staff server. The other way is if I just went up to Finder and I just wanted to open it up, I can do it that way. So I could click on Finder down here, and then I can click on FS, and it's connecting to my server, and then I'm able to see where I would click on staff. So I know that everything is working for me here. So that's another way for me to do it. Now, if I happen to be working on a document, which I am just going to open up a Word document here, and you've created something, and you're ready to save it, you can just go up here to File and go to Save As. And now I don't want to just save it in my Documents folder because that's going to save it onto my computer. I definitely want to go in and save it to my server. So if I click up here, I'm going to be able to see more options. And then if I just scroll down here, I can hit on FS, which is my faculty server, and then you go down here to staff, and then you should just see your folder here on the right. You would just see your folder. Let me get to mine really quickly here. I'll probably go past it, but you'll just see your server, so you're not going to see all these, so it won't be quite as confusing. So you'll just see your server here, yours, and then over here are all my folders. So clicking on FS, which is the faculty server, clicking on staff, your folder, and then you'll see the folders that are listed within there. So for me, I'm just going to click on the practice folder, and I'm just going to go up here and say practice document, and then I'm going to click save. So now I'm going to exit out of my document. I'm going to go back down here to Finder. I'm going to go to my FS server. It's connecting. I'm going to go to staff. I'm going to go down to my name. And remember, you will only see your names here. And then I'm going to go in practice. I notice that I've got a couple documents already there in my practice folder. So it's a way for you to see where your documents are located. Now, another thing that your doc has changed because you're in a different, so it looks differently. So you can always go to the Launchpad, and you can look up here and open these and save them down into your doc. Your doc can look however you want it to look. So if I wanted to have the App Store down here and it wasn't, I can drag it down here. If for some reason I want Keynote and it's not down here, I can move those to the doc. And if for some reason there's something down here you don't use, all you have to do is take it and drag it up. I'm gonna have to force quit it, sorry. And then you can just take it off the dock if you'd like to. So there's a lot of different ways to do it, and the dock is yours. You can always move it around. If you're always using System Pref and you want it right next to the Launchpad, then you can put it there. So you can move and drag anything on and off the desk that you'd like. Another thing that's happening as well is if you're saving your files in your Documents folder, so if I was to create a Word document and I just do File, Save As, and I choose the Documents folder instead of choosing the FS folder, then I'm just really saving that to my desktop. So it's not saved on the server, it's not saved on the old staff server or the new staff server. It's saved just to your desktop or your Documents folder, which is on your desktop. So I want to make sure that we understand that. So if my machine was to go out and I would need to have a tech wipe it, all these things, if I have them only here and they're in my documents and I didn't save them to the staff server and external drive, then I would lose any of those things. Anything that I have in my desktop, things that I have over here, these would be things that I would lose as well. So remember that if these are things that you need to save and we want them all the time, I want them on the faculty server. If you're dragging a lot of information back to your desktop, again, it's a good idea to just learn to go to the faculty server to open up documents and things. It's just the fact that having it on the desktop and making changes in it, then I'm not going to be able to have that when I'm done. So remember, this shows me that my Active Directory is open, and I can quickly go in, and if I have a math folder, I go in and get a math document really quickly. It's always in my desktop. If you see a question mark here, for some reason you're not logged on. So let's remember to save to the server to help make sure that your documents are safe. We're backing up the server on a frequent basis so that all your documents will be safe in there. And then remember that anything on the desktop is not backed up or saved anywhere else, and if you're using the documents folder, then a lot of those things are also just saved to your desktop, basically to the hard drive on your computer, and not into either the old or the new staff server. We're wanting you to get used to moving to this server because it is backed up, so if something would happen, we would be able to recover your documents for you. It gives you an extra layer of protection that nobody's able to access your files by logging onto the computer. Remembering also that if you go home, you don't have access to the Active Directory. That's why we have the Google Drive. You can put things into your Google Drive folder, or if you have Dropbox, put them into Dropbox and you'll be able to transfer those back and forth. If you have any questions, please ask the techs in your building. They've been through this process with us and they will be glad to help you. And good luck.